The ongoing trade spat between Washington and Beijing appears to be entering a new phase. The deadline has now passed for companies to submit their opinions to the U.S. government about its proposed new tariffs on China. Hyesung sheds light on the possible developments and repercussions from here on.
The deadline for American businesses to submit written comments on the U.S. Trade Representative's proposed tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese imports in July ended Thursday local time. Letters were submitted by tech companies like Dell and Cisco Systems, a coalition of the National Retail Federation, and 150 other organizations urging the USTR not to go for more tariffs, saying it would raise costs for consumers and delay investment. Now, President Trump is expected to make the next move, be it imposing 10 to 25% tariffs on $200 billion of Chinese goods in different phases or all at once. That would mark the third round of tariffs on Beijing after the two previous tit-for-tat rounds of $34 billion and $16 billion. Beijing has vowed to retaliate if the new ones go ahead.
If the U.S. ignores most companies' opposition in the hearings, acts arbitrarily, and imposes any new tariffs, China will have to take necessary countermeasures.
Previous talks between Washington and Beijing did not result in an agreement, and it seems the trade war is likely to escalate further, at least until the November midterm elections. The U.S. and China account for more than a third of Korea's total exports, so this trade spat is a major downside risk to the Korean economy, which already saw its exports slow down from the first quarter's 4.4% to 0.4% in the second quarter.
Korea mainly ships intermediary goods to China, which would be affected by the tariffs when finished goods are exported to the US. Also, if the Chinese economy slows down further, it could hurt demand for Korean exports in the country.
To hedge against the Trump administration's trade protectionist moves, Seoul has secured an exemption from steel tariffs in exchange for a quota and agreed on a 25% tariff on Korean pickup trucks and a doubling of the import cap on U.S. vehicles. But with the ongoing U.S.-China trade spat, trade renegotiations among the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, experts say the Korean government and companies should monitor the changing trade front and continue their outreach efforts to negotiate with their U.S. counterparts to secure Korea's footing. 김혜성, 아리랑 뉴스.